listening to the most badass hockey podcast in all the known land. This is a shot from the point.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's right. This is a shot from the point, the most badass hockey podcast in the known man land, and all that good stuff. This is the special Shot from the Point Stanley Cup edition. My name is Tommy C. I got my co-host here, Dead On Dave. We want to talk about the National Hockey League, and especially after Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, Devils and Kings. Kings take the Game 1 lead after going up 2-1 against New Jersey. Starting off with Dave's prediction, and you don't mind if I say your prediction, buddy, do you?
No, I want to say you don't get to say my prediction.
All right, what
Sweep is my prediction.
Yeah.
Sweep, and we're one step closer towards said sweep.
Yeah, and I know what you're all thinking about there, that somebody wins Game 1 and we're going sweep. Well, we recorded another show the other day. It didn't quite work out. I'm swearing on my ex-wife's eyes that he said sweep. I swear to God that he said sweep, and I said Kings in 5.
And 5, yeah.
Kings in 5, just to get that out of the way right away. What did you think of last night's game, old Dead On Dave?
Well, I agree with your assessment that you made earlier that it was kind of snarf-worthy, at least for most of the game.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But, I think, I was hoping for fireworks, but I'm not surprised at what happened.
Not me either.
Because of the layoff and the rust that accumulates, and now we might even see that again, considering we're not getting a Game 2 till Saturday. But at the same time, I really like the fact that it was while boring, it was still engrossing hockey, and it went to an overtime. I think that could set precedent for the entire series, even though it probably will be short. And the biggest thing to me is, I know we're kind of at odds at this. I think Brodeur looked so horrible on that game-winning goal. I mean, he got okey-doked out of his boots.
Well, he did. Look. There's no
doubt. Okey-doked.
There's no doubt. He got. Oh, it's beautiful. It's no doubt he got undressed. I don't think that's indicative of his play overall that night.
I've been drinking the Brodeur Kool-Aid for a while.
Yeah. Well, he got juked. Hey, well, look at me defending him. He got juked out of his socks. It was
an exciting play. That final play was exciting.
Oh, sure. It was a great play, but I tell you something. I've said this to you before. I said this in the video cast. I usually get a pretty good idea of the way this is going to work, the way the matchups are going to work in the first game. I think you are going to agree with me. I don't think we're any farther than we were just prior to Game 1, because me and you were talking, like, we really don't know how this series is going to go. No. We think LA is going to win, but we don't know why. And, this is... I don't really feel any different than I did going into Game 2 that I do Game 1. The fact that they are having a game on Saturday is nuts because it's going to look stagnant. I mean, we're probably going to have the same problem we had in Game 1. A lot of nerves, a lot of rust, potential injuries. That's something to think about. I just hope things pick up. I'm not rooting against the Devils as much as I'm rooting for an exciting series. I wouldn't be too happy with the Devils win, but I'm sure I could, live the rest of my life with it. But I'm wondering if... I don't know what this series is going. I'm putting down my pick as in 5, but this could easily go 7. This could go 6, which is
sweep.
It's over.
It's over.
Can I call you out to task on sweep? Is there any reason to believe that you don't think the Devils will find a way to win?
I'm gonna go with this. This is this type of season. It's crazy. And I really do feel the Kings are a superior team. And almost you look at position by position, I feel the Kings have advantage. They have the best player on the ice, Dustin Brown. He is the best player on the ice. There's hands down. There's no debating that in my book.
No, absolutely not.
They got the better goalie. They got the better defense. And they have the younger and just seems to me hungrier team. I just don't know if the Devils are going to be able to compete. I think this is as close as they're going to come to a win the entire series.
Are you kidding me?
Just my opinion.
I don't know. Maybe it's my Ranger fan side that I don't. There's a part of me that wants the Devils to win because I want to say at least we lost the Stanley Cup championship. There's another part of me that glad that I don't live in New Jersey and have to listen to those Napoleon complex Devil fans, which we will get into
Trolls?
because we got fan mail. We got fan mail. We'll get into that
Yes, we
later.
did.
I'm not talking about them.
It was
I'm
beautiful.
talking. Oh, it was absolutely wonderful. But we'll get into that in a little later. Um, you know, I am really hoping. I don't like this. Like, was it 2-day layoff between a Stanley Cup game? I really wonder about that. I wonder why there hasn't been any articles about that. Maybe I haven't been paying attention in past years. I don't remember a game 1 and 2 having this much time off. They should be playing tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
I agree with that.
I mean, or whatever time, 8 o'clock, whatever's more convenient for the West Coast in the United States. I find this bizarre. This could affect the series completely. We have seen series in the past where we had spectacular playoffs and really lousy Stanley Cups, like in 1995 when the Devils won. Devils made this great run through. They got to play the Detroit Red Wings, which I think it was Mike Peluso said by their own admission, or no, maybe it was more Brodeur himself, because they saw the Red Wings as being an infinitely superior team, and on paper they certainly were. And they took the first game, they took the second game. The Devils kept waiting for them to wake up. They never did, and they swept them. They swept one of the better hockey teams I've ever seen put together. But I mean, Detroit went on to win so many Stanley Cups, and Devils went on to win a handful themselves. But I wonder about these kind of mental letdowns and this time between games, and the fact that the playoffs are so long and the amount of times and injuries. What good is having a great Stanley Cup start when you're going to have a lousy Stanley Cup finish? I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, I think they're trying to capitalize on. Oh, you know what? I can't defend this. I was gonna try and defend this of maybe from a marketing standpoint, but Friday would seem to make more sense than Saturday to me.
Sure.
I can't defend this. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me why they would do this to the player. It seems like it's bad for the players' health, for their mental state. It seems bad for fans. It just doesn't seem. It just doesn't make sense. But then again, that's the NHL.
Yeah, it seems
that's our league.
It seems to make more sense to start the game at 3 or 4 o'clock Eastern Standard on Saturday, but it's still going to be at 8 o'clock. That makes absolutely no sense to me as well. I mean, here's your opportunity to have an afternoon Stanley Cup game. I don't know what the history is behind an afternoon Stanley Cup game, if there's ever been any, but it just none of the layover makes no sense, and the scheduling I think has been rather reasonable throughout the entire playoffs. I think they've actually done a really good job.
Yeah,
This is strange. They only had 2 game breaks between moving time. Between New Jersey and New York after game 2. I can't really get my head around this.
It doesn't make sense.
It's bizarre. Well, I mean, I don't know. I've often said the people that run the NHL are New Yorkers that have never laced on skates. They don't understand the game. They look to basketball to run their sport. And they see
that's the wrong place to be looking, buddies.
Well, I think they're looking to basketball like how they were successful in the 90s, 80s, and 90s. But the reason they were successful in the 80s and 90s is they had an unbelievable talent and Michael Jordan.
Yes, and not only did they have great talent, it was spread throughout the league. Mm-hmm. There were players in that era in the 80s and 90s that it just like every team had these type of players that, and it wasn't just the players individually, it was the teams, it was the coaching, it was the style, it was everything. Nowadays, the NBA has become such an individualistic league where every team has become about one damn player, and everyone's tired of it. I mean, I don't know how much you know about the debacle in Orlando. We'll get into that on another show.
Sure.
But I mean, it's just insane.
Well, what I'm saying is really, though, if you want to look at the success of the NBA, Gary Bettman was a part of that success over in the NBA. They look at it. They don't look that Michael Jordan actually put butts in the seat. They don't put it that they had Stockton and Malone and Olajuwon in it. They look at it as like, no, we're the geniuses behind that. And if we were the geniuses that got that going, forgetting the players that are really the one that sold it, not them, that we're the geniuses that got that going, we could do it in the NHL. So what do we have to do? Typical corporate mentality, we copy. Well, hockey's not basketball, and it's not going to work. Now, the NBA's fallen apart in a lot of different ways for, I'm sure, a lot of the reasons you said. Individualism, that's one of the reasons they get their ass kicked on the international scene nowadays. They don't know basketball. Basketball players don't know, outside of the United States, outside of Europe, nobody seems to know basketball fundamentals anymore. So
you're still thinking back in 2006, 2007, we were getting our asses kicked. Ever since Mike Krzyzewski has taken over the NBA team, actually, all we're doing is winning gold. So,
okay, all right,
yeah, because we went back to younger players. We didn't do what we did in 2006, 2007, and have the LeBron show out there.
Yeah, didn't work out, did it?
No, it didn't work out at all. Instead, they got a bunch of players that worked better as a team and got the greatest college coach in the history of the game to bring these young players together.
That's interesting.
That's how it works.
That's
why we're going to win gold again at the Olympics this year.
That's great. I don't want to get an NBA kick, but it's funny you mentioned that they're getting different types of utility players to bring the Europeans. What does that say about our superstars in the NBA? That they can't go on the scene and beat players that are infinitely less talented than they are. Maybe we're overrating
them. All about themselves. They're selfish, egomaniacal millionaires who only care about their brand. Everybody's a freaking brand now.
Sure.
LeBron James is a brand. And I'll tell you who started it. And people are going to be pissed off that I said this. I don't care. Allen Iverson, the whole and one thing, the whole and ones, the answer. That's but
Jordan had his own sneakers.
Different. It's a different.
And they copied Jordan. I mean, that's all.
The Jordan brand wasn't about Jordan was different. It never seemed to be about Jordan. Mm-hmm. Jordan and the Bulls were synonymous. It wasn't just about Michael. Now it seems like when Allen Iverson was with the Sixers, it wasn't about the 76ers. Sure. It was about the answer. It was about Allen Iverson.
Sure.
It became a different...
How many championships did he win?
Exactly.
Yeah, we had this discussion a while ago. I want to get off basketball. We had a discussion a while ago. Head case players don't win championships. None of them do, no matter how talented they are. And Iverson was extremely talented, wouldn't you think?
Oh, yeah. Probably one of the best speed point guards I've ever seen in my life.
No.
But he's a nut job.
Of course, nuts. T.O.'s nuts. They're all nuts. I mean, and they never win because you can't
cut from an arena league team today.
Yeah, I did. I saw that. I mean, think about that. With his talent level, they can't even stand to have him in an arena league, which probably he was their only draw. So, I mean, think about that. Think of Barry Bonds. Think of all the the great losers of our time. In fact, I'm not. I'm off. I'm getting back on hockey. By the way, this is where we'll leave it. NBA or NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. Devils go up 2-1. Me and Dave aren't really happy with what we saw. We think it has a lot to do with rust. We don't think the Kings have hit their stride. We think they will hit their stride, and they will dispose of the Devils rather quickly. I will say this, though. This is the time for the Devils to take advantage. If they're going to get their shit together, this is the time to do it.
If they don't win Game 2, they are not going to win a game.
I wonder if you're right. Here's another statistic to wonder. Do you know that the Kings have not lost an away game this entire playoffs?
Doesn't surprise me. They've been dominant. They're a juggernaut.
Yeah, they really are. Maybe future dynasty.
Yeah.
It's
they're
really
young enough.
You know what they remind me of? 1986 Mets.
Oh, God.
Well, they had all that talent coming off the bench, and then it went on to other places and did other things. Guys like Lenny Dykstra. I wonder if there's guys in that bench that are going to be dealt this year. I read an article that the Kings are actually looking to unload players next year because they're just so deep.
Like the Blackhawks did a couple years ago after they won the Cup. We just dismantled our team.
Yeah, that has more to do with your owner. That's a complete other show.
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
That has something. You're lucky you won that Cup. And you know what? If I had to guess, he didn't want to win that Cup.
Yeah.
That means you got to pay.
Yeah.
He chased Roenick out of town. He treated Imani like garbage. That's another story altogether. Yeah, moving on.
Yeah, there's a big news. Big news today.
What's the big news?
A future Hall of Famer has retired. Officially.
Yes.
Mr. Nicholas Lidström.
Oh, we have to give a big shout out to Nick Lidström. And I like to tell you all the funny stories about Nick Lidström but even though he's played for 20 years and I followed his career, I don't know anything about the guy because he's so freaking quiet.
You know what? That's the way it should be.
I suppose.
You walk quietly, but you carry a big freaking hockey stick and you bash people in the head with them.
Well, if he's into hookers and heroin, I certainly don't know about it. So I guess it's not really bad we can say about Nick Lidström other than what a spectacular career, what a dominant defenseman. I often said, I think I said to you just off air that I always thought he was a little underrated because he's not taught. I mean, people, how could he be underrated? I don't know. You just don't hear that much about him.
Unless you...
You just don't hear that much about him. Did I lose you, Davey? having a little Skype issue.
We got lost in translation.
We got so we were talking about Nick Lidström, and I just wanted to throw this out there. First European, excuse me. Oh, God, Dave, I'm dying. I didn't mention the fact that we're both sick as dogs.
We're both sicker than freaking sick people on sick day.
I don't know why. You know what? The only reason I'm doing this is because I feel like I have to because it's Stanley Cup playoff. Or it's Stanley Cup final.
You pretty much hooked me into it. Yeah. I didn't have a choice. You start talking about contractual obligations and lawyers and shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I gotta get my word in on this Stanley Cup playoffs. First European player born to win the Norris Trophy. First European player born to win the Conn Smythe. He's got 2001, 3, 6, and 8. Altogether, just make it simple. Altogether, 7-time Norris Trophy winner. He also won it just 2 years ago at 40 years old. He's the oldest. Here's the weirdest stat. He's the oldest player ever to ever record a hat trick. So he didn't score a hat trick until he was 40 years old. And he's the oldest defenseman to ever score, and I'm sure that was the same hat trick at 40 years old. Well, congratulations, Nicholas Lidström. I don't know if you're probably going back home to Sweden. Not staying in Detroit, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But me and Dave want to give you a big send-off. And say,
absolutely. Cannot wait to see your induction into the Hall of Fame where you belong.
Yeah, what a great, and that's, I think it says a lot. Maybe I'm getting off here, but maybe it says a lot about Swedish professional players. Silent, tough, and do their job. Guys like Pete Forsberg, Nick Lidström, real professional athletes in the strictest sense. I like those Swedish guys. They really come to play hard.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, nothing. I wonder what Chris the Angry Swede would say about that.
I was about to bring him up. We should have brought him on for this one.
Oh, we should have. Maybe I should pay Skype so we can have one more caller. Huh?
Oh, screw Skype. I'm not paying anybody. No corporations.
Corporations.
We don't need no corporations.
You want to see if I can get him on? Let me check. No, he's not. He's not online. Oh, that'd be funny. We pull him on. Right. He'd say something obnoxious. We talked way too much about this guy to keep him off air for too long.
I know, right?
Well, he's probably playing World of Warcraft or something.
Yeah. I miss those days.
I don't.
If anybody would like to contribute to Let's Get Dave Back on World of Warcraft Foundation, I will take donations.
Would you? Well, I'll put a link for it at the bottom of the page.
I'm poor. I don't care. I'll tell the world.
What do you need to be playing World of Warcraft for?
Because I'm fat and nerdy, and I feel that's where I belong. It's my mecca.
Point taken. There you go.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me, monkey.
Okay. Oh, we got fan mail.
We got fan mail, and I'm excited about it.
So I think it was Friday. We put our last podcast, and I think I was gracious enough to do one right after the Rangers won, which
I don't understand this at all. It's great. God love trolls.
Yeah, I suppose. And the first one I got, which I was going to completely ignore. The first one says, "I'll tell you what mourn, how you mourn." I guess he meant to say, "I tell you what to mourn, how to mourn." I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, sure. Well, when you're brain dead, it's tough to write. You can make all the funny voices that you want, but your podcast is garbage, just like your New York team. Make like a tree and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Wow, Biff. That's fantastic.
And
I can make a writing on the internet, so now I'm gonna comment on a podcast.
All right.
Holy shit!
Here's the guy that's gonna make me warn. I like to check his music collection out. First of all, he's really into the Kelly. I love Ozzy. You love Ozzy?
Oh, of course.
How many times have you heard the Kelly Osbourne version of Changes with Ozzy?
Unfortunately, the one time.
Yeah, and that was it, right? Well, it gets better.
And I wanted to rip my fucking ears out of my head.
Yeah, it gets better. He has the Kate and who's that other? Who's the? I never remember their name.
William.
Kate and William. Yeah, great people. I don't know anything about them. They seem very nice and beautiful to me. And
very British and regal.
He was listening. He was checking out the popular new. Well, he favorited this. The popular new wedding song, "Dreams Come True," for Kate and William. This is the guy that's going to come over and make me mourn. He's gonna make you mourn.
He's gonna slap you with a
"Save the World Tonight" cover with Colin McLaughlin. This guy's gonna be Adele. That's hardcore. Adele.
Well, he's probably in pain then.
Adele. Yeah.
He knows heartbreak.
Let me tell you something. Back in Jersey, let me tell you something. Your YouTube page is gayed up like an 8-year-old girl's notebook with a Hello Kitty sticker.
He's so cute.
You know what? And you're not really even too much worth talking to because you don't aggravate. Because I know who you are. I grew up with you, Mr. Back in Jersey, because that's where I'm from. I'm back in Jersey. You got a Napoleon complex, and you can't. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter how many Stanley Cups you win. The Star Ledger will probably print more about the Rangers.
Pepe.
Yeah, the Star Ledger will print more about the Rangers' loss than any Stanley Cup victory, and that just makes you nuts. And you know what? It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. I know it's not fair. It's really not fair. But you know what? It is the way it is. And here's the reason. There's too many teams in the New York area. That's why. And I'm sorry you have a Napoleon complex. I'm sorry you can't get over it.
There's too many teams in the New York area, and you simply picked the wrong one.
Yeah, you got to be a Ranger fan.
Get over it. Get over it.
You're going to be a Ranger fan. I'll take it. Okay, you know what? Because apparently everybody's being a Ranger fan. Because one of the reasons I'm not a Devil fan is because you had to pay for Sports Channel when I was a kid, and the Devil fans were exclusionary. They were like the highbrow fans, but they really were just guys in Napoleon complexes that hated the Rangers. So I went to the team that was like kind of more accepting, And all 3 of your Stanley Cups doesn't compare to the story of my Stanley Cup. So win 5 more. Hope you win this one. Good luck, jerk off. And this is the other guy. This guy really got on my nerves.
This is the better one.
This is an attack on my character. The other guy is just saying I suck, you suck. Okay, he's a troll. This guy, I'm not going as far to call this guy a troll, but this is unbelievable to me. This actually did piss me off. Congratulations, troll, you pissed me off. He's commenting on my last podcast. All right, the better team won. Wouldn't you say that was pretty obvious? Yeah, it's the Edmonton Oilers, Mr. Bees. Mr. Maccabees, or whatever the hell your name is, Maccabees 14. Wouldn't you say that it was pretty obvious? No, you know what? I think the Devils were the better team, not by much. And you know what? You got a 40-year-old goaltender.
Read the entire thing so it's taken in context.
Okay. All right.
Because I don't want everybody out there to think that because this his whole post is so retarded. Just put the whole thing in context.
I think this guy's accusing me of being unfair. Okay, wouldn't you say that was pretty obvious? The better team won. Wouldn't you say that was very obvious? What made you admit that? I don't know, being honest. The fact you couldn't think of some other lame excuse. Okay, let me get this straight. I'm sorry, I have to. Let me get this straight. I have been nothing but complimentary. I even said my own coach got out-coached by Peter DeMoore, right? And I couldn't come up with some lame excuse. Right? So if I get there and said the Devils sucked and the referees screwed us and this if Dubinsky hadn't been on the team the whole series then we went by the Devils, I didn't use any excuses. I said what I thought was the truth and I'm an asshole. You sound like a bitter Ranger fan. Well, what kind of fucking bitter Ranger fan sits there and criticizes his own team and compliments the one that beat him, especially a rival? What kind of asshole are you? Listen to the show. You should... let's see. This you sound like a bitter Ranger fan who should have made a video when you weren't so emotional. I don't think I was terribly emotional. I was disappointed.
This is why the whole thing is just stupid. It makes no sense. It's like he wanted. This is what he did. He watched our show. He saw what we said. He was pissed off that we weren't over emotional. And he just did it in his head the way he wanted it to go, and then he commented like it actually happened that way.
Yeah, I know.
That's called delusional, asshole.
Yeah. So you can't see. You don't know how to critically think because they don't teach that in New Jersey public schools. Believe me, I know. And what happened is I clicked on this, and you're thinking to yourself, all right, I'm going to listen to this guy whine and cry and make all sorts of excuses. And then when it didn't happen, you made it happen. Let me tell you something.
What do I do? I don't know.
I don't know. Let me tell you who you are. You ever go to a bus station, right? And you listen to a guy and you tell him something, and you have a conversation, and nothing seems to kind of like click. And you go to yourself, God, Jesus Christ, I must be a rocket scientist because everybody I talk to is so stupid. You're that guy. You are that dumb. Yeah, you cannot even listen to somebody talk and understand what they're saying. You only hear what you have to hear. Boy, if you're a dude, I swear to God, the woman that marries you's got to be a freaking saint because you're so stupid.
It's like playing darts with Michael J. Fox. Nothing is hitting the board.
Nothing. Actually, he's got a better chance. And at least you want to hang out with Michael J. Fox because he's a good guy. This guy's it. And you got a Napoleon complex as well. I'm sorry nobody cares about your team. I'm sorry that you have 4 Stanley Cup visits, 3 Stanley Cups, and nobody cares or even thinks about you in the hockey lexisphere. All right? Well, the only thing anybody knows about the Devils is Martin Brodeur. And the only thing I think about is the fact that he married his sister-in-law's brother. So
and they're about to become irrelevant again because Brodeur is more than likely going to retire after this season.
Exactly. Who heard of the New Jersey Devils in 1988? Wait a minute. They went to this fucking Eastern Conference Finals in 1988, and nobody cared. And you can't stand it. You know what? The Rangers didn't do anything to you. The Ranger fans didn't do anything to you. It's you.
Yeah, you won, asshole. You won the series. Be happy, be joyful.
You won, and you're calling me a sore loser. You're calling me bitter. You know what? All right, I am emotional now. Fuck you. How about that? Fuck you. Your mother, your sister.
Whoa.
No. I can say what I want.
Let's not fuck mothers here.
Yeah, maybe not this guy. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want to have an offspring like you.
I'm on your side, but
fuck you, pal. Really. So, you go kiss my ass. Hey, good luck to your team. And I got to be honest with you, I got Dave. Not all Devil fans are this stupid, believe me.
I don't know. I hope not. Do you want me to go ahead and put this guy in the same boat as all Boston fans? I can kick him out of the circle as well.
No, because being a Boston fan is a lot cooler because it's got a great history.
That's true. Even though they're a bunch of fucking duh.
There's a black guy playing hockey.
Oh man, wicked,
I can't take
wicked
it.
Hardcore.
Wicked hardcore. I gotta get on Twitter. I gotta get Twitter.
Yeah, tweet each other, Bob. Hey, Bob will tweet.
How's that different than saying, hey, team played well. They're a better team.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
A troll is a troll is a troll. Go
Oh God, you hear that? Hear that? That's what I think you. It's on the back of my throat. You punk.
Go find a bridge, dickhead.
Yeah, really. Hey, guess what? You might win this year, and nobody will care. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'll tell you, you're not winning the cup this year, and you have to be worried about making the playoffs next year because Kovalchuk's going to be a year older. Bro, if he doesn't leave the game, and then Brodeur is more than likely out the door, even if he doesn't retire. Yeah. You guys may not make the playoffs next year, asshole.
Think about that.
The Rangers are going to make the playoffs.
Oh, that's guaranteed. You know it. You know the Rangers are going to make the playoffs. Even if they don't make any moves, which they will.
Yeah.
Which they will, because they have a fan base that supports them, and they take that revenue and they can spend it on players, and your team can't, no matter how many Stanley Cups they win.
Big market, small market.
Yeah.
Big market, small market.
Have a podcast. You stab your own state in the back. You won't root for the Devils. Can you see why? I grew up with assholes like Mr. B's and Back and Jerds. God, who wants to be a part of something like this? Not me. Not me. I don't know.
Nope, I'll just have fun razzing on him instead.
Oh, God.
Cough away from the microphone.
Oh, God, I know.
Cough away.
I want that phlegm for you. It's for you.
Oh, for me?
No, it's for that back and
I was about to say, why do I get phlegmy?
I don't know.
That's not nice.
I don't know. I think we're going to have to stop this broadcast for a second because I'm about to have a coughing fit.
Are you okay? Why don't you drink some water, buddy?
Yeah, I probably could. I'll drink some water. Hold on. All right, there's one more thing I want to cover before we move on to the NHL. This has been published in the Sporting News. You'll never believe this, Dave. And this is why the NHL is so self-destructive. The NHL will attempt to address officiating concerns. That's the head. This has been published. This was published about 17 hours ago.
Jesus.
This is the best officiated game in the league. By
far, not even a close second.
Yeah, I know. It's probably one of the hardest games to officiate with the.
What the hell do they want? What do they want to do?
Well, I'll read it to you, and I'll tell you who's behind it. This is coming from Sean Gillette of the Sporting News. Whether due to perception or reality, the NHL will address officiating over the summer. Representatives for key players, coaches, general managers, and officials will take part in an August summit designed to clarify exactly what each side expects to constitute a penalty. In March, some teams said to us that they had an issue. How much you want to bet? That's not true. And anybody says some teams or they, it's usually
a bullshit lie to manufacture an article. Yeah.
Sure. Well, no, I'm not playing. This guy doesn't buy it either. I'm not jumping on this Sean Gelatin or Gillette.
Okay. Well, you got to tell me what direction we're fighting here.
Legally, yeah.
I'm a howitzer. You got to point me.
Here's the key name. League Vice President Colin Powell. Colin Campbell. You ever wonder about guys named Colin? Might have been hard for them growing up. I don't know.
A little bit. You might as well just name them Kick My Ass, please.
Yeah, please. Yeah, why not? League Vice President Colin Campbell told reporters Wednesday after GMs met prior to Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. According to Globe and Mail, they said, we think the standard has dropped. Well, that standard on holding, interference, if it's interference, is it interference on a face-off? Is it on entry? Is it a forward? Is it a defenseman? Well, you've got to tell us so we can tell the referees how to call it. Now, I've never seen the game more open in recent years. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I have no idea what they're talking about. This is wide open. Yes, there's a lot of shot. I mean, they're getting around. It's not that they're clutching and grabbing. They're blocking shots. They're making sacrifices, and the game's open. I mean, look at the Kings.
Yep.
What are they trying to do?
I think this is just a prime example of creating change for the sake of change. There's no reason for it, but let's tinker with things a little bit more. Let's see how much farther we can push this shit.
Or do you think this has something to do with safety? Or
I don't see how it could, unless they're going to outlaw blocking.
Yeah,
shot blocking.
Yeah,
which would be ridiculous.
Which has been mentioned in the hockey news. Which has been mentioned in the hockey news, by the way.
And which they would get firebombed by Tortorella if they did that.
You have to quit.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing that I can think of that why they. What else? Everything else, safety wise, is addressed on the ice.
Yeah,
it's handled pretty well.
I don't get it.
You bash somebody's head in. You take a cheap shot, you get 25 games now.
I'll tell you what's not handled well is the NHL safety. The refs are fine. It's upstairs. It's a problem. Yes, they don't seem to know what the hell's going on.
It's the consistency that's the problem. It's not necessarily the punishments. It's the consistency.
Yeah, and they have the perfect figurehead to blame, Brendan Shanahan, which I don't believe for a minute has anything to do with any of these suspensions.
He's too smart.
He's way too
smart.
Yeah. He just sits there with that cut in his lip and looks kind of scared. I mean, he stares into that camera like he's been in Nam. You ever see those videos? God. This is Brendan Shanahan. This is Brendan Shanahan from the NHL Players Safety Office. Yesterday, Sean... Jesus, what happened to him? He was a man's man. I loved him.
You know, when you throw a big... maybe he's the reason why they started all the safety concerns in the first place. Because I remember back in the day when he was playing, I remember his interviews, and they were lively. They made sense. He wasn't a quiet guy. He actually said things that made sense to me. Now, he talks like they lobotomized him.
This player has 7 prior incidents. We will fine him $300. This player has no prior incident. 5-game suspension. The hell's the matter with him? Jesus.
I hope it's not him. I don't think it's him. I think he just cashes a check and goes on television and becomes their monkey.
I think he's got PTSD.
That's possible.
Yeah, Jesus.
Probably after every time he walks out of Bettman's office.
You know, people tell me all the time, like, you wouldn't be this forward if you met with some of these hockey players. You would never do this, and they're right. I wouldn't, because I don't want to get my ass kicked.
I would. I don't care.
But I got to be honest with you.
I would, and I pray they hit me.
I think I'd mess with. I think I'd mess with those 2 trolls because something tells me there's nothing there. But that's another story. I would ask Shanahan point blank. Are you really? I'd ask, are you a figurehead? Or are you making these decisions? Because it's very difficult for me to come to the conclusion after seeing your interviews over a 20-year period that you're making these decisions. These decisions seem like they're made by corporate people that know nothing about hockey, and I feel like you are getting the blame for it. Or are you making these decisions? Look me in the eye and tell me that you're making these decisions, and I'll accept that. I mean, I'd point blank ask him that to his face. And then he'd throw me through a wall. I don't know.
Let's get him on the show.
Oh, yeah, right.
Let's try. I'm going to work the phones. I'm starting a revolution. Today is day 1 of getting Brendan Shanahan on a shot from the point. I'm going to make it happen. When I do, watch how awesome it's going to be. I'm going to make it happen.
What? No, I don't think that's going to happen. Is that?
I'm a wounded warrior, damn it. I'm a hurt soldier.
That time.
I have a little bit of pull.
Oh, man, that would be great. I mean, I wouldn't go on and just flame. I would eventually get there. I'd talk about his career, but then I'm going to have to bring it. I don't buy this. I think you're too smart. I think some of these decisions have been very poor. But what do you have to say about it? Why am I wrong? Tell me why I'm wrong. I don't want to insult you. I have nothing but respect for you. You're an Irishman in the NHL. You're kind of like somebody I'd look up to growing up, you know?
And then he would show you his bank account and the millions of reasons he has for doing what he does.
Sure. All right. Well, I could, if he said to me, he's like, look, I got to feed my family and I got to keep the lifestyle that I'm accustomed to having. Now that I'm not making as much money in the NHL, a lot of people would find that like really insulting and terrible. Not me.
Not if he admits to it.
Not if you know. I would respect that. But I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's what
Look,
it seems
everybody
like.
in
And
this
I'm not being a wise guy. That might sound like it was just a joke. It wasn't.
No.
I totally. I know what it takes. I mean, I know how difficult it is to take care of.
I have no. It's the people that are full of shit and try to make you think that they're fighting for a cause that makes no sense and that they're doing this out of just reasons. No, it's not. It's a lot of times people just do what they have to do to get by. If you want to delude yourself into actually thinking differently, then that's on you. But don't sell that bullshit to me.
Sure. I think
I'm from Chicago, bitches.
Yeah, and I'm from Jersey. I used to live next door to back in Jersey, and he's a tough guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna make me mourn when he makes me mourn, and I don't know. Punk, bitch. Hold on, I got a cough. Yeah, I do. I get upset. I got a cough.
Coughing.
Cough cancer out. Here we go.
This coughing segment by Tommy Callanan is sponsored by Vicks Vapor Rub.
Here you go. I need some of that. It's a good idea, actually. We're both sick of stuff,
You
dude.
think we'll get a check for that?
No.
Damn.
I'd do it, though.
Trying to make some money, player.
Why
That cheddar.
why can't I call Brendan Shanahan to sell out? Because I'd sell out in a minute. That's right.
I would
sell
totally
out in a minute.
sell out.
You know why? Because I want to do this for a living.
Yes, I agree.
I want to eat people up. I like to have Back and Jers call in. I wonder how that would go. I'm sure he can speak.
Let's you know what? Let's put the invitation out right now. Backingers or CBs, blow me in the knees, whatever his name is. We are inviting you.
Sure.
We are inviting you to defend your position, trolls. Come on the show and let's see what you got. Are you going to hide behind your keyboard, or are you going to man up and talk to us mic to mic? Let's go.
You think you could do this for an hour? You think you could do this? You could talk clearly without going over and over. You know how hard that is. You know how hard it works. You think you could say something? I mean, or are you just going to get out and call us names? Which is fine. We can handle that as well.
Oh no, I'd love him. The guy David Smash. You don't want to piss me off.
Yeah. So bring it on. You're welcome to come on, and we'll work. I'll pay for whatever it takes. I'll get you on. Don't worry about it.
Be mean. We'll let you. We won't bury you until you bury yourselves.
Yeah. Well, you get the first word. You get the first and the last word. How about that? If you don't hang up.
Can't be more.
I'm pretty sure you'll hang up.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter what you say.
5 minutes, and then they'll giggle like little girls.
Yeah. Well, the one guy's supposedly 35. Oh.
He's 35.
Yeah.
In his parents' basement.
Sure. Why not? You know, he's in Jersey. Well, where else is he going to go?
Yeah, that's true.
Times are tough for trolls.
Unless he's Kevin Smith, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Kevin Smith probably would have been a troll if things hadn't worked out as well.
I think for a long time he was, and then he got himself some.
He got a major motion picture.
Yeah.
What's in the geek news?
Oh, we got all kinds of good stuff today.
Oh, yeah.
But we're gonna start with a doozy.
Yeah.
What if I were to tell you that I am becoming more and more convinced by the day
Oh, Jesus.
that the zombie apocalypse is nigh?
I don't know anything you're talking about, man. I don't believe in people getting sick and turning into zombies.
Apparently, we have another cannibalism type attack in the world that now once again could be drug related. But what if the LSD makers are finding a zombie virus and lacing it into their LSD?
What advantage would that have for them?
LSD zombies? You can probably control zombies with LSD. Are you kidding me?
We've seen the movie before. That doesn't necessarily work out. They usually end up biting you.
Well, no, but people don't do things that make sense. Why would you create a zombie in the first fucking place?
I don't know.
Doesn't seem like a very good idea.
This is one of three. Of course, everybody knows about the incident in Miami. We have this,
which was fantastic,
and the Hackensack incident, which I don't know if that's related, but they're saying it's drug related. Guy actually pulled his own intestines out and threw them at police.
That's awesome.
I just never heard anything like that in my life.
That's a whole nother layer.
I've never heard anything like. Well, I mean, eating somebody's face is pretty wild. I mean, we've had incidents of cannibalism in the past. Just check any crimelibrary.com, which I spend a lot of time on, but nothing like this.
Pulling your intestines out and throwing it at somebody? That's hardcore.
Eating somebody's face with a mouthful of flesh and the cop tells you put it down and you just kind of growl. I mean, that's right out of a zombie.
Bullets.
You know?
And that guy took 6 bullets.
Has that been confirmed? Because I haven't heard.
Yeah. I've read multiple reports on that.
He took 6 bullets. Yeah, he fired 6 times. I'm sure he's dead or wounded by the first one.
No, they said 6 bullets and he kept coming.
I don't believe that.
That's what I've read 3 different reports.
Please send me that because that's what Scotty said.
That corroborate that
Scotty said. You mean to tell me that dopey guy that sleeps on my couch is telling the truth?
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what I read on 3.
You saw that guy. He couldn't be telling. You don't know what's going on.
Look, this is what I know. I'm not gonna start spouting off about the zombie apocalypse happening because that's crazy people talk. What I will say is this:
You pussy.
I am I am willing to accept the idea that it's a possibility. That's why I have a whole bunch of MREs in my house.
Good for you.
That's why I own chainmail.
Yeah.
That's why I own swords. You can't really get guns here in Germany because they don't allow you to have them.
Sure.
But I have all this other stuff and I live on a top floor even though I can't fucking move for these reasons.
Well,
zombie awareness.
Well, everybody I know is sick, man. So maybe
everybody's getting sick.
Everybody's sick in Germany, man. I've been out of work for 2 days. There you go.
Brains.
You know, it really sucks because I always pictured myself having the immunity. Obviously, I don't.
Oh, you're getting older. Your immunity system is starting to
I had immunity and I could go bash heads or sacrifice myself for the greater team or something. But it looks like that's not going to work out. It looks like I'm going to be eating my fucking, neighbor.
Well, stay away from LSD.
Yeah.
Definitely stay away from LSD. I know I'm going to cut back.
Good for you.
I'm going to definitely cut back on my LSD allotment for the day.
Sure.
And then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, sure.
I'm
all for it. Let's go through the incident. We got the Maryland incident. We got the and there was the Miami incident, which is the most famous one. We got this new Maryland incident, and we got this bizarre incident that we don't know if it's related to the other two.
Yeah.
In what is it?
In about a week.
New Jersey. Okay, so and the police are saying no cannibalism involved, but there's 3 other these what they're calling a drug called bath salts. I guess it's some kind of LSD or it's an LSD.
Yeah.
I've never really confirmed that.
I've never heard of this one. Yeah.
No, I haven't done bath salts in a long time. I stopped doing when I stopped doing roofies.
I use bath salts when I take a bath. Yeah. Because I'm kind of girly like that, but.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. That's bath salts. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that guy listened to my podcast. He couldn't believe it, so
He's like, I'm gonna eat somebody's face.
Zombie.
That's awesome.
What else you got?
Okay, well, let's hit some quick news here. Here's a change on the technology front that could be happening. I don't know if I am fully on board with it yet because I don't understand how it's going to quite work. But Logitech is starting to really get behind, I don't know why, but solar-powered keyboards. And they're starting this line with the Apple Y K760. And apparently, this is I've never seen too many of these, but apparently it's becoming a bigger and bigger trend. I guess the hipsters are getting away from their old typewriters and going, well, let's use some solar-powered keyboards.
Do you have to run this damn thing outside your house and the fan starts to work?
I guess. I don't know.
Have you got any kind of visual on this thing?
No, I've only. Well, yeah, actually, I have seen the visual. The picture is on there. If you go to Logitech's website, it looks like a regular solar panel strip, like a black strip.
Sure.
Right on the top of the keyboard, like right over where your F numbers would be, your F buttons, your function buttons. Mm-hmm. And I guess you just sit it in the sun. I don't really understand too much of it. I sit in a dark room, and most geeks do the same.
Hope it works better than wind power in Germany, because that's working great.
A turbine-powered keyboard. Let's do that.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Well, it works great in calculators.
Yeah. Here's a calculators.
They got that mastered.
It's a little different.
They only could turn on my goddamn computer, then everything would be great.
Watches, calculators, I think that's brilliant. But keyboards, I don't know. Here's an interesting one. And this one can hit home for you and I because we're both military men. Here's an interesting story. Have you seen the magazine cover of the two female soldiers breastfeeding in public?
No.
This is a big story. And I'm bringing this up because I want to rant.
Okay. Breastfeeding. Okay? These are soldiers in uniform?
Yes. Full uniform. And the funny thing is the picture. I swear to God, go look at this picture.
Go and check it out, man.
Dude, this chick,
the
one female, she's double-fisted. She's got a kid on each shit.
Nice.
got a kid on each boob. I swear
They're Air
to God.
Force, by the way. That's not
It's
Army.
a great picture.
It's Air Force, by the way. It's not Army.
Oh, well, the
Yeah.
soldiers, they're all
Yeah,
military.
they're Air Force. Well, it makes a lot of sense now. Doesn't it?
But do you see
Now everything's coming together.
you see how she's double gunned there?
Yeah, she's got twins.
She's got one kid latched onto each boob. That's fantastic.
Super.
But here's my problem.
Sure.
I don't have a problem with breastfeeding or anything. But
Why would you? It's beautiful.
Yeah, I still do it whenever I get the opportunity.
Yeah,
myself.
sure. Yeah. Some
problem
habits die hard.
I just don't understand why these naturalists, and I guess that's what they like to be called, that they think it's okay to expose their breasts in public and do it without a blanket. They have those blankets. They have things that they have too many things out there that can help with this situation. I know this.
Look, my boobs work.
Here's the thing. Even if my dick had some magical serum out of it that cured fucking botulism, I don't know why I picked botulism.
Why not? Because it's more important than cancer.
I still don't know if I would just whip it out and let people nurse on it without putting some kind of a blanket. You know why? Because if I'm at a Starbucks, the last thing I want to see is a tit next to me unless I could squeeze some in my mocha latte so I don't need to buy fucking $5 milk.
Can I say something?
Please.
You're a misogynist. Who gives a shit?
I am not. I'm a misogynist.
Who cares? Who cares? I mean, really, that's so what? I mean, really, you can't take a boob in public.
No,
I think actually both these chicks are kind of hot. I guess I think what your problem is if some homely chick starts breastfeeding her, then you can't take it. You know.
The world we live in nowadays.
Yeah.
All the regulations and everything that you can't do. You can't. I don't have a problem with thigh high, with the skirts that go up to the ass crack and all that. You don't show dicks and tits.
What's wrong with it? Come on. Are you comparing a dick to a tit? I mean, are you seriously having a semantic debate about dicks and tits?
Yes, we are.
Let me tell you something. Nobody likes the look of a dick. If you could put it on any, it's in the perfect place because if you had any other part of your body, you'd have it removed. You know. I mean, boobs are beautiful. What's the matter with you?
I agree. Look, I'm not trying to speak in this just from a guy's perspective.
These chicks are hot. Air Force chicks, by the way. If you ever join the Army or the Air Force chicks, that's where it's at. But these chicks are hot too, man. Who cares?
They are hot, but But I just have always had a problem with, and maybe it's because every time that's happened, there's been like some hillbilly, one-footed freaking mama next to me whipping out her massive sized can to feed their 5-year-old troglodyte. It's just not working for me. Put a blanket on. What's the big deal?
Ladies, I'll hold the kid when you pull up your shirt if you want. Who cares?
I'm not a conservative person.
I cannot. Chris the Angry Swede was on. We lost him. Maybe.
I'm not a conservative person. I don't think
you are concerned. You can't even stand somebody to breastfeed. What are you talking about? You're nuts.
I just don't think it's.
Are they blowing it with Jesus? Is that what's going on here?
I'm thinking more on the terms of just like how a lot of people will have.
Where's your wife?
She's in the other room.
Get her in here.
She's never breastfed. She won't.
Get her in here. Get her in here.
Babe.
Baby.
I need you.
Right now, it's so important to our show.
It's important.
You got to let me explain.
A female's perspective.
Yeah. Hurry up! You're making us get that air. So
she's gonna side with me. I just want you to know.
You're not gonna side with you.
She's gonna side with me.
You better not tell her to side with you. You gotta be neutral.
Babe, come on!
I can't believe this shit.
This is gonna be great. Watch this.
Is she coming?
She's coming.
Can she hear me?
She can hear you.
Can she hear me?
Can you hear Tommy? Come here, baby. You're on live. This is my wife, Melanie Vancura. She's awesome. Here we go. Come on down.
Hey, Melanie, how you doing? You're on A Shot from the Point. Are you thrilled to be on your husband's podcast?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, all right. I have a question for you. How do you feel about women breastfeeding? I mean, there's got to be a certain amount. How do you feel about women, especially military women, breastfeeding in public? How does that make you feel? And what are your
blanket.
On?
Hey, asshole.
No,
the entire story.
No, I without a blanket. So there may be some breast exposed during this feeding process. Well, how do you feel about that, Melody?
You think it's right?
Don't do it. Don't. Let her answer.
What did I say?
Let her answer. I asked her a question. She's allowed to answer.
You don't care.
No, I
She doesn't
don't.
care,
I
doesn't-
don't really care. They
That wouldn't
can-
bother you if someone just busted out her boob and said, "Hey, I'm gonna feed my kid right next to you with no blanket."
Yeah, if the kid is hungry, why not?
You know what? Get the hell out of my living room. I don't even know you
She's
anymore.
European.
Ow!
A boob doesn't offend her. You uptight.
No, I'm not saying don't feed the kid. I'm saying wear a blanket.
I'm more conservative than you, probably. My politics and
Cover it.
everything.
She said cover it.
Cover it with the because you threw something at her. I don't know.
Say it again, baby.
I guess not everybody wants to see that.
It depends on how hot the chick is. I'll be perfectly honest with
What
you,
the hell's
Melanie.
no? Who's the misogynist now, asshole?
Well, I mean, some things are nicer to look at than others. But you know what? We're not going to yell at. Hey, lady, your breast or your knees.
Wait a second,
I can't handle it. I'm not going to say that if it makes you feel any better.
Wait. You have to hear what you just said.
What did she say?
Say that again, babe.
I guess hanging milk titties are not that hot.
That is awesome.
Never heard. Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Said
That was my wife, ladies and gentlemen, Melanie Van Cura.
Sure. That's actually the dirtiest word I ever heard her say in like the 3 years I met her. Titties. That's the worst word I heard her say. Most of the time, she's just scooping the pots I'm in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Most of the time, she's a fantastic poker player. Anything else in your misogynist? I mean, geek news?
Yeah, I'm not the one who's.
I hope this takes off because people, and you're gonna see like this could really piss.
You're the one who's deciding if women should breastfeed in public based on their level of hotness.
I would prefer it. I'm not. Look, I don't have a problem with it. What I'm saying is, I don't have a problem with this law. I'm not saying like, hey, you're not hot, pull your shirt up. But I think I could deal with it if they're ugly. But I'd rather them not. I just wish people. I'm not talking about making a law. I just wish people thinking, look, I don't really like looking at my breast. I know nobody else want to look at my breast. Maybe I should feed my kid indoors. If you're hot, hey, it's cool.
Put the blanket on.
I'll hold the kid.
They got the breastfeeding blanket. Just put it on. What's the big deal? What's the big deal?
I don't know, because it's funny to see two kids hooked up. I don't know, because it's funny.
Yes, I don't know.
But I tell you something. Here's another thing. Like, it's one thing like getting all disgusted. I know a lot of women would be really offended. But you know what? What's worse, me standing there laughing at you or Dave being disgusted?
I'm not disgusted. I'm not disgusted. I'm saying put a blanket on it. That's all I'm saying.
I tell you, I keep looking at these Air Force chicks, and I just don't got a problem with it. I think if you showed me a different girl, I'd have a different opinion.
If it was like Margaret Thatcher breastfeeding like steps away from you, you'd probably have a problem with that.
I think I might.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let's go from one controversial topic to another, because I got another one.
I told you never to do politics, but
well, this one, this is controversial. It's not really political.
Okay.
It's religious.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that's got nothing to do with it. Go ahead.
But this is great. I want to tell you all a story about a serpent-handling West Virginian Pentecostal pastor. About 6 years ago, his father was a pastor, and he was using a snake in his routine. And yes, I refer to it as a routine. For like healing stuff, and the snake bit him, and his father died. Well,
wow.
Now he uses a snake. His name is Mark Wolford. And he was doing his routine, his shtick.
His shtick. I think they call it speaking in tongues. It's not shtick.
He was waving this rattlesnake around, and he sits down on the ground. He puts the snake next to him, and it bites him on the thigh, and he fucking dies.
That's the weird part. I heard don't they have? You could get around a rattlesnake bite. It hurts like hell, but I mean.
If you get bit on the thigh, depending on the type of rattlesnake it is,
oh really?
You're done. If you get bit on the thigh that close to the vein, the artery, you're really done. Stunned. You're done. You're done.
That's a painful way to die too. Okay, Dave. What's the problem here? Okay. Darwin was right. Okay, explain to me the problem here.
It's not really a problem as much as what the hell's the matter with you in the first place? No, look, I was trying to explain to my wife about this earlier, but she was like, "Well, how would he get the snake to obey what he does?" I'm like. He wants to make you think that it's a religious thing, that why the snake obeys what he does, but in reality, before the show, he pumps it up with a tranquilizer so it doesn't fucking bite him.
No, I think there's ways to do that without a tranquilizer. Snakes are pretty stupid,
Well, I've been around. I know I'm a snake guy.
Are you really?
I spent a lot of time in Vegas, and I know the desert pretty well. I've been around rattlesnakes quite a bit. Caught a bunch of them with my stepdad.
I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah.
I saw a newt once. A newt. They like hang on streams.
So what?
A newt.
He
You know
turned me into a newt.
yeah, I saw a newt.
Anyways,
once.
you just don't mess with rattlesnakes, man. They bite too fast. You don't, and this is what you get. In the name of religion, two men in the same bloodline have been bitten because they're stupid.
That's great.
I'm not celebrating.
Have they made any other
death.
children? Has the second offspring managed to make any or more offspring that you were able to find out?
No, but I didn't do that much research into it because I yawned and got tired and fell asleep.
And that's why you brought it on the show. Thanks a lot.
That's why I brought it on the show. Yeah, I thought it would work better here.
Well, like I said, I mean, it's like George Carlin says. Think of it as passive eugenics.
Passive eugenics. I love that.
That's what George Carlin says, and George Carlin's right, and I don't see the problem here.
I didn't say there was a problem. I'm just saying.
And I'm not. Before you guys, I'm not saying it's not tragic. I mean, it just sucks. It's tragic that this guy had so little respect for his life, based on a belief that
he's performing.
I saw something on Facebook today, and it said, if you have an imaginary friend, you're kind of deemed crazy. Which, I'm 35 years old, so I probably would be pretty crazy. But if everybody believes in the same imaginary friend, it's a religion. Oh, no. I'm going to piss off. And by the way, that's I guess, my agnostic atheist side. I don't have a problem with religious people. What?
Apt. That was very apt what you just said. It was apt.
I saw it with the dinosaur with the finger in his mouth, so how apt could it be,
Got a couple other things here real quick.
Sure. Run out of time, though, dude.
Fuck that. We'll talk as long as we want.
Okay.
SpaceX, the first commercial space cargo ship, has returned to Earth. It splashed down the Pacific Ocean today on Thursday.
Yeah.
And no, there was no humans. There was no people. No one aboard it.
Oh.
It was unmanned.
Oh, well.
But
no monkeys.
No monkeys. I don't.
The right stuff. They had monkeys.
They did.
Okay.
They did. And Yeager, which Chuck Yeager's the man.
Yeager. Wait. Chuck Yeager was involved in this. The guy's like 700 years old.
No. I was just bringing. You said the right stuff and made me think of Chuck Yeager.
I love Chuck Yeager. He's a hero, American hero.
And finally, the last thing I want to talk about is Rebecca Black.
Who the hell's that?
Oh, come on. Seriously?
I don't watch television, man.
She's that horrible singer, that YouTube sensation that everybody loves to hate, that that fucking song Friday.
No, I don't know that, but I bet I saw it. I saw it on Back in Jersey's
she can't sing.
Gay favorite list. I'm sure I saw it there. Sorry, I missed it.
She can't sing. She looks like she's a Streisand cast off. And well, anyway, she has her third big song that is just released, and it's already getting monumental, horrible reviews yet again by the public.
Where's this broad from?
Huh?
Where's this broad from?
The third or fourth Ring of Hell. I can't be.
No, but it's got to be some dumb TV show, right? That's where she started.
No. She didn't start on a TV show. She went to a mall at one of those little stores that will they write a song for you, and then you do a really cheesy video. And she decided she was going to post it on YouTube, and it got like 6.5 million kajillion freaking thumbs downs. And she's been called every name in the book.
Sure.
She's been ridiculed everywhere, but she's become immensely famous over this situation.
So she's like that Asian guy that was saying really bad a few years ago.
Way bigger than him.
I don't even know. I can't remember. I don't even know. You're going to have to send me a link.
Just type in Rebecca Black, man.
I won't remember that by the time this broadcast is over. I'll just go to Back in Jersey's.
And
I'll find it there.
Our viewers are saying the same thing. Our viewers are probably saying the same thing. I'm just going to wipe this from my mind. Can I get that Men in Black fucking neuralizer thing?
Hey, I got to pee, so
okay.
We got to do plugs.
Plugs?
Yeah.
All righty. Let's start off with my other show, which I haven't done in a couple days, but I'm going to get back to because now my voice is feeling a little bit better. And that would be this guy's take on it, which is on Podbean. Hope to see you guys there getting involved. Also, you can buy my book, The Chronicles of LJ Stevans, which I finally received my free copy of yesterday.
You got your own copy, your own free book? What?
I do.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome. I'm excited about it.
Why don't you give it to me? I'm a fan.
You want it? I'll sign it to you and I'll give it to you.
I'd love to have that. I would love to have this signed book by Dead on Dave.
You can do that.
I think you should write your next book and call yourself Dead on Dave.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or I'll introduce him as a character.
Yeah. You read about a guy called TJ Stevens that makes a lot of predictions that come true.
Yeah, there we go. And finally, I'm trying a social experiment that I'd like to do, and I have my blog, Medically Retired Military Dave. The link for it is on my Podbean account. You'll see there. We'll post it on here.
I'll put it on there. Don't worry about it.
If you want to come on, I'm trying this barter experiment. I've been seeing a lot of it lately. What I want to do is very simple. I'm posting 5 things that I'd like to get rid of, that I'd like to trade for. You guys do the same, put on 5 things, and then we just simply trade them and see who can get the coolest shit. And we try to make it as big as we can and do a huge barter experiment and see who can get the coolest shit. It sounds like fun to me. I need a project. I'm bored. Let's have some fun, and let's see if we can do something really cool with it.
Well, you're talking about some 8-year-old kid that managed to bargain his way up all the way to a Disney trip, right?
Yeah, and then he gave it away to a Wounded Warrior's family, which I thought was just very inspirational. And I'm bored, so...
And you want to go to Disneyland?
I wouldn't mind going to Disneyland, but I'd rather get some Star Wars collectibles.
That sounds great. I'd trade that.
I got some great stuff, by the way.
You give me the most coveted thing of all time. Nerd-wise, I will sell it in a finger snap and not regret it for a second. I don't care if it's Babe Ruth's hat. I don't care if it's Wayne Gretzky's hockey stick. I will sell that shit. If it's over $100,000. I ain't keeping any of that crap. You can have it. You know, I don't ask for autographs anymore. I used to do that. I used to hang out outside the garden and the Meadowlands and get autographs, and I take them home, and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this shit? Nothing, and unless it's signed. But here's the trick. I saw Glenn Healy did this to me too. He had this guy, and he had a folder full of pictures of players, right? So he saw Glenn Healy, and he flipped to Glenn Healy, and he handed the Glenn Healy, by the way, is former New York Ranger goalie, and he's Hockey Night in Canada. He's got French McFrenchman's job on Hockey Night in Canada. But anyway, to kill this story, what he did is he flipped his notebook to Glenn Healy. Healy takes, he goes, look, autographs are for kids, dude. You know, you're obviously making a living of it. Piss off, and the guy got real mad and walked away. So there's nothing to get from autographs. Autographs are stupid. They're dumb, and I bet most players think they're stupid too, but they know they have to do with it. I have a bunch of autographs from a bunch of hockey players that has no monetary value whatsoever. So autographs are dumb unless you know what you're doing, and if you know what you're doing, the players know what you're doing, and they're not going to help you out anyway, unless you pay them, of course.
You know, one of the items that I'm looking to trade that I'm getting rid of. One of my items is a autographed Scorpions drumstick. So thank you.
Sell it.
Thanks for I'm trading it.
Sell it. So I'm trading it.
Trading it.
I don't know. Trade it for something.
How dare you, sir? How dare
you're trading it. God, who knows where that... Actually, you're in Germany. We ought to be able to dump that somewhere, huh? Scorpions. We ought to be getting... Yeah. You rock me like a hurricane.
You know
Here
what?
I am! Rock you like a hurricane!
That was surreal.
Yeah, I know.
What the hell were you thinking?
Rock
you have like...
you like a hurricane!
You having some kind of seizure?
No, I'm just going,
Are you going super... That was awesome.
The goalkeeper, listen to the band
of change.
I don't know a German that doesn't hate that song.
I followed the Moskwa. Yeah, dude.
I don't know a German that doesn't hate that song. You know?
My wife hates the Scorpions.
I know.
I met her. I was like, hey, what's up, baby?
I get
like
it.
Scorpions? I love the Scorpions. She's like, I hate the Scorpions, asshole. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Everybody laughs at Scorpion. All right, well, dude, we got to get these plugs. It's getting ridiculous.
I did my plugs.
Okay, number plugs. JohnFreeMusic.com, JohnFreeMusic.com. Look, I gave him way too big of a plug in my last audio cast because you can listen to like a whole freaking song for free for nothing. Also, John wanted me to tell you that at JohnFreeMusic.com, you can have his songs for free. Pass them around, get the word out. And if you need somebody to write you a goofy song, just like you're hearing right now, this is one of his goofy songs. It's actually pretty cool. I like the way it sounds. He's the guy to go to. He's a musician for hire. Give him a break. Give him some attention. Something. I don't know, man. Do something. I mean, because I got to listen to him all the time. And he's a real pain in the ass. And he talks about how much he hates hipsters and, stuff like that. I don't know. John's a good guy. Yeah, well, that joke did not go where I hoped it would.
No, it didn't land.
Crickets. I think I was on the right track, but I think it's because I have to pee so bad I can't think.
I dozed off though. I don't.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, go to JohnFreeMusic.com, and that's the plugs, and that's it for Shopping the Point. Make sure you catch out the Devils Kings Stanley Cup Final. That's 8 o'clock.
Sweep.
That's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. good luck to the Devils. Good luck to the Kings. Like I said, I'm hoping for a really entertaining series, and I hope to see you too. Thank you very much for listening to our stupid show. This is Tommy C for our misogynist Dead on Dave.
Yes, right. I'm not a misogynist. I look forward to your letters.
Take care, everybody.